Alrighty, guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back from My Hero Academia, Season 3, Episode 25, I believe it is. It's also 63 in the entirety of the show, if you guys are wondering that. Uh, that's not counting specials or movies and stuff. But, that being said, to transition into the movie topic, we will be doing a reaction to the Two Heroes movie. I know if you watch some of my earlier videos, a lot of the times I mentioned it in my rewatch series, and I mentioned it a few times here on the actual reactions now that I got to those, but I will be doing a reaction to the movie. It's going to be full length. I'll explain how all that works at the start of the movie reaction. But just so you guys know, I will be doing it. I was mistaken. There is only one movie out right now. There's a second one coming. So when the second one happens, I'll be doing that as well. But I don't think I'll be doing the movie next week. So, it probably won't be a week after you see this. It'll probably be the following week after that. I think I'll take a short little break to kind of prepare myself for, I have, a very busy week next week, on top of the fact that that's, going to be me recording for an hour and a half, which, I mean, the minimum, which is probably almost, doing 3 episodes at once, which, I just want to be prepared and everything. And, like I said, I'm going to be busy, so I don't want to be, rushing it and feeling overwhelmed and stuff. So, gonna take a 1 week little break, but then I'll be back with the movie. It's not a big deal since we have to wait for the next season to start anyways in October, which is what's going to happen. There's just going to be nothing on my Wednesday slot until the movie comes because there's nothing that will fit in that gap. So, yeah, that's how that's going to go. But yeah, guys, sorry about all that. The last episode we got to meet Twice, who I accidentally called Dobby a lot, I think, in the discussion. Apologize for that again. I apologize in the discussion as well because I realized it halfway through. I don't think I mentioned it in the reaction at all, but if I did, I apologize for that as well. And then also, we got to meet the big 3, barely. We met one of them a little more than the rest, but it looks like we might get a lot more of that in this last episode. They're really going to explain, what's happening at the beginning of the next season, I think. So, without further ado, guys, let's jump into it before I run out of breath and sound like an idiot gasping for air. Alrighty, for you full-lengthers, we are going to start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Yes, just a tiny bit of recap. It's when the big 3 come in. Midoriya's face. Damn. I'm excited to learn more about them. The blonde guy on the left is jacked. The middle girl looks like she'd be pretty good too. The guy on the right looks like one of those, he almost looks like one of those, shy badasses, you know? This might be the last time we see this. I highly doubt this is the opening for the movie, and unless they do the first episode of the season, they did sort of a recap kind of thing, but they had the new intro there, so this is probably the last time we're seeing this. I know what I shall do now. And the last time for the ending too, I really like the ending. Do 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 do. Yeah. Do 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 do. One and only. Yeah. Unrivaled. Interesting. Damn. Target acquired. Goddamn it, Mineta. God damn it. Oh. What? Interesting. As funny as that is, that makes me really curious about him. That name. I think it. I honestly think it's just like anxiety or something. What? 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 He just sees everyone as it's a stage fright. Yep. He's trying to picture him as potatoes. What the heck? He has like spiky ears too. That's me. This is the flea. Alright, I did not get those names. I didn't get those names at all yet. I'll get them, guys. Don't worry, though. Just hitting everybody's, like, soft spots. Wow. She is very eccentric but rude at the same time. Not rude, but just... God damn it, Mineta. Plus Ultra? Oh my gosh. Yep. Oh god. Yes, I want to see this. Please. Yes. Yes! Alright. Screw the talking, let's just see him in action. I imagine he's gonna do a lot of tripping, like going underground and grabbing their feet as they're running and stuff. I at least think we're gonna see that off one person. I really hope. Oh god. Poor Mina. Hmm. You're gonna get stomped now that you said that. I feel like. Or he's gonna be really goofy and lose immediately. Ooh, Midoriya. Unexpectedly. Hmm. Problem child! That stands. Jeez. Not this again. Does he have to do that to go underground or something? Ooh. Not quite. Damn, he wasn't even looking. Just completely naked fighting. What the hell? Damn. Hmm. Punch right through a shield, too. I saw that. Power! Damn. And that's just his strength that's taking him down, really. Like, all he's doing is letting their attacks phase through him. He's just like Toby from Naruto. Obviously, I don't need to explain that, never mind. Hmm. Makes sense, actually. Damn. He is so jacked. Yo. This is just one of them, too. Like, I know the other one, it was a challenge for the whole class versus one, but I wonder what the other ones can do. Alright, Midoriya. Ooh, he went through him, but it scared him enough to make him shut his eyes, I guess. Damn! Power! Damn. Well, he won. Hmm. Does he just move very quickly underground? It's not really warping. Permeation. She wanted to explain. Yeah. Ah, okay. He had to release himself underground like that to find that out, though. It's risky. Sounds like a buggy game. It really does. Oh, that was great. Yeah, he made it. Yeah, exactly. Damn. Wow. Yeah. And he can do it during a fight. I drop my clothes too. Yeah. Yep. Damn. Nice. Yep. Yep. Gonna be doing dangerous stuff. Hmm. Yep. I want to know what the other two do. I'm glad I didn't have to do anything. He's a lot like Midoriya. The way he walks. Yeah. Sir would like. That's right, Bakugo was stuck here. Shit. Okay. So not all of them. It might be that not all of them go, but probably a good chance they will. Gran Torino. Interesting. I wonder what he's working on. Yeah. So much All Might stuff. Interesting. Is this the sidekick? Is this the sir they mentioned before? He looks weird. Ooh, Overhaul. That's who we saw last episode. Ah. Hmm. Is that a new jacket for Shigaraki? I think it might be. So even Shigaraki knows. Hmm. More evil. Damn. Alright. There's the ending. I was scared we weren't gonna get it. Cool. Ah. Do 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 do. Ah, this ending is so relaxing. Sorry, I'm just trying to enjoy this outro one last time while we have it. Alrighty. Just a little bit of like... Yeah, just a little teaser letting you know Season 4 is being made. Alrighty, guys, so that is the end of Season 3. Wow, that was good. No, I really enjoyed this episode. It was a entertaining way to wrap up the series rather than just like, you know, a fun like they did at the end of Season 2. I really liked it, and they brought Shigaraki in for it, which made it more interesting, but they went to the mall to do shopping, and I love that kind of stuff, don't get me wrong. But I also love seeing new, strong characters on the good side, you know? Because we've been following these kids a lot, and we haven't really seen a lot of new heroes entering the scene that seem like they might become, like, a little more regular, you know? And I'm not sure how much the big three will play a part in the story in the future, or if it's just a kicking off for this work-study thing. But it's just cool to learn, you know, some more strong characters, you know. It's fantastic, and I really loved like the fight we got to see and everything. It was super fun. So at the start of this episode, we had a scene where we saw him at the start of the race where he lost his clothes. Meeting him during this fight, seeing him lose his clothes again, kind of put a damper on my theory. I had a theory that maybe he got his quirk from someone else, almost like Midoriya did, but I don't think that's the case anymore. Because I was thinking maybe he was just learning how to use his quirk, and that's why he was losing his clothes, you know? When I saw that right in the beginning, you might have noticed I had a little reaction where I was like, oh, that was like me realizing it, but I wanted to wait till now to talk about it. But then during the episode, we got to see him use his power more, and he lost his clothes again. And it's been 3 years, so even though he has a handle on his quirk, he still loses his clothes when he fights. So I don't think that it's that he got his quirk from someone else anymore. That was my first thought. And then I was thinking, like, they kind of panned on him when they were talking about All Might and successors and everything. So I was thinking, maybe that's another hint that he's like Midoriya, where he got his power from someone else, potentially, but I don't think so. But it's really cool how he... You know, like he explained in this episode, he has this power, which is really good, but really hard to use, you know, compared to, like, Todoroki's just straight power, you know? He really had to bulk up, he had to get his muscles up, so when he hits someone, they feel it, because he doesn't have super strength, and then he has to be, like, right on the draw with his ability, like, being able to phase through and then activate the part of his body that's outside of someone, you know. But I guess the good thing is he can't really mess it up, in a way. Other than that moment where he talked about if he did his entire body, it messes with his senses, I think. But I kind of want to go back and reread that scene, which I might, because I think I missed a line or two. Just because my mind started racing thinking about things about his quirk. But I think he was saying that he lost a lot of his senses if he made his entire body gone, you know, like, so, but it also rejects, like, any matter that overlaps rejects. So if he released his, quirk while he's inside someone, you know, like, if he had his arm through someone's head and then released his quirk, he wouldn't just, like, instantly kill that guy because his arm is through the guy's brain. I'm pretty sure he would just get pushed out, you know? Which I guess is good I mean, it could be a very deadly quirk if it works that way, but it would also be very dangerous for him to spar with people, because if he made one mistake like that, he could kill the person he's sparring with. He could kill other, classmates and stuff like that. So that's pretty crazy. But even just the level of control we saw here, obviously aside from his clothes, was amazing. It was really cool to see him fight the way he did. He also didn't explain how he moves underground, though. Like he goes completely under, and it said it ejects him up, but he also moves under and then moves forward and then goes up behind them perfectly. It might be part of his predictions. Maybe he keeps his momentum. So he's full running, and he goes under, and he keeps that momentum from when he's full running, and just kind of like swoops down under, and then releases it, and that's where his predictions come in, where he has to try to figure out, the speed he's moving, how fast he's traveling, and when he's gonna be behind them, where he doesn't just like pop up in the middle of them and stuff, which is like, quite a feat in general, so he just has to be like really smart. And it reminds me a lot of Midoriya, where Midoriya would break his bones. He had to be very clever using moves he thought of other people and everything. And even this guy, one of the big three, I think his name was like Mirio or something like that. I don't remember his other name. The girl called him at one, like, his last name, and then his friend called him his first name, I believe. The shy guy seemed like he knew him since he was a kid, so called him his first name. But he noticed that Midoriya is similar to him, and that he's very quick thinking and everything, because Midoriya saw his attack once and was able to make that prediction, which is pretty good, I bet there's a lot of people that wouldn't think that someone that used a move once was actually someone that would do it again, If the person's very spontaneous, they might not have like a set fighting pattern that you can trust in that, but Midoriya figured that's what he was going to do again, and he did, and kind of surprised the guy, even though it didn't do anything, because that guy is just so fast, quick thinking. But that was really cool, and they did a good job of explaining, to us, the audience, as well as the students, why these work studies are important, so it doesn't just feel like another internship. We get to see that they're going to be doing actual villain work, where, they got yelled at for engaging before too much. They had to stay very, very minor. They got a little taste of what being a hero was like, but they really only got to observe. Now they get to take action, now that they have their provisional licenses and everything. So we get to see how, this work study thing is going to be very cool, I think. I'm going to enjoy it a lot. It's going to be cool if we get to see Midoriya go to Gran Torino, but I'm pretty sure Gran Torino already said he's working on something else, so he's not going to be able to. So I'm really curious who Midoriya is going to be going with. It seems like it's going to be All Might's sidekick, which I'm wondering if it's the same person that Mirio was talking about. And sorry if I'm saying his name wrong. But the blonde big three guy, he said, I think Sir would really like him. But then, towards the end of the episode, we had that one water-looking chick run in and say, Sir, this and that. Now, Sir is obviously just a way you refer to someone that's above you in, like, standing kind of thing. Not even just that, like, you could just... someone that you don't want to say their name, you say, like, sir, ma'am, stuff like that. It's just a respectful way to address someone. So that could be a completely different person, but they also showed him right after saying All Might's successor. So maybe there's some kind of connection between... not All Might's successor, I'm very sorry, All Might's sidekick. So maybe there's some kind of connection between All Might's sidekick, the Sir guy we saw at the end of the episode, and the Sir guy that the blonde guy mentioned. Maybe, I'm thinking they mentioned that Mirio wanted to train under a certain hero. I'm guessing that was All Might. That's why All Might saw his, that's why that whole thing was panning to the back of Mirio's head during the successor talk, last episode. Because imagine, he's he's a lot like Midoriya. He's probably the kind of person that All Might would have picked for his successor, right? I imagine so. So that was probably, if All Might got to meet him prior, that was probably someone on All Might's mind, someone who worked really hard for what he achieved, even though he had a quirk. It wasn't an amazing one, and he just made it work for him. Imagine mixing that quirk with One for All, right? Like, that'd be insane. He'd have extremely strong punches while also being able to phase any hits that are coming at him through him, you know? And there might be some like insane stuff you could do if he got that. And granted, you know, Mirio probably doesn't know, I mean, unless it's another person that knows the secret that we weren't told about, kind of like Gran Torino originally was, then, you know, Mirio doesn't know what he missed out on. Even though Mirio wanted to train under All Might, it doesn't mean that he knew about All Might's, you know, power and stuff. He probably just respected him. And that's me still speculating that it's All Might that Mirio wants to train under. That's just all based off what I've, you know, perceived from the episode and what I'd assume they're talking about. But that was really cool. I really enjoyed the episode. It flew by, too. I really like the shy guy that has kind of like the stage fright, tried to picture everybody as potatoes to try to make sure, or try to calm himself down. It didn't work. I'm the same way. I actually, a quick little story about myself. When I was in, you know, high school, mostly middle school, sometimes we'd have to do presentations, or we had to present our projects in front of the class that we worked on, and I got so scared at that, just even the thought of doing that I'd break down, I'd almost throw up, and it was bad. And so I'd go to my teachers after class and say, can I just present this to you? Even that scares me, but I'm not good at being in front of people, you know, like, and I explained to them exactly how I feel and everything, and they a lot of the times they would let me present to them after class or something, or after school, and that way I wouldn't have to present in front of the class, because I just have really bad anxiety issues. I'm not good in front of a lot of people that are looking back. Obviously, you know, I've kind of grown into my own where I'm able to do these videos because obviously there's no one looking back at me right now. You know, the only thing I'm looking at is a little webcam. Like, I know that, you know, some of you guys watch this stuff and all that, but it doesn't bother me as much as doing it in person, strangely enough. And also, I'm not reading from a script. I'm also very bad at reading from a script. You know, I just go into all this stuff without any kind of pre-planning, really. I have my kind of same thing that I say towards the beginning, which usually is kind of the same, and then I have my whole, like, speech at the end about, like, subscribing and stuff, but most of that is just memorized at that point and not a big deal. But either way, I'm getting really off topic, sorry about that. That was just a little story from my childhood. But yeah, oh man. But this season, I guess, I think I touched base on most of what I wanted to talk about this episode. Here, let me skip through the episode before I move on, and see if there's anything I kind of missed. That girl is crazy. I want to know more about her. The blue-haired Big 3 girl. She seems like a nice person, but she also just doesn't seem like she seems a different kind of social awkward than the other guy, you know? Where the other guy can't even talk to the people, but she talks to the people, but she talks too much. You know, she says, like, she has no filter, right? Like, normal people would be like, oh, that guy has a burn on his eye, I wonder what happened, but they don't say that out loud, and she just says it out loud. You know, same with how she addressed a lot of other people. You know, it was just questions about things that might be sensitive topics. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. And we're getting to the fight. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to skip through real fast. I missed some stuff in my Fairy Tail episode that I did, and I'm kind of sad about that, so that's why I'm doing this. I don't want to miss some, like... My memory is pretty bad, so... Sometimes I will miss a very key moment and not talk about it, and then when I'm editing, I'm like, oh crap, I didn't talk about that. Alright, I'm like a little over halfway through the episode. Sorry guys, I'm going. I loved his power thing. He's like, every time he like took it down, a bunch of people was like, power! I'm almost to the part I want to rewatch. Alright, and light goes through my retinas. I can go through everything. That means I can't feel anything. I just fall even while I have mass. That's all it is. Okay. Okay, so I think I get that more. It's not because he... It's mainly because if he released everything when he went through a wall, if he was standing on one side of the wall, right? I was a little confused by this because I missed a little bit of it. But if he stands on one side of the wall and activates his quirk throughout his entire body, he'd just fall into the ground. He wouldn't be able to walk through the wall. So that's why he activates it in one leg, steps through the wall, activates it on the other leg, and then steps through the wall with his back leg. That makes a lot of sense. It's actually a really cool way to explain it. My bad for not understanding that the first time, and talking earlier out of my ass about some other shit that I said. But yeah, that's really cool. Alrighty. The rest of this was mainly talking about the work study back in class and stuff like that. They talked about the s3e, which I mentioned. Bakugo. I guess I could mention Bakugo. Poor Bakugo missed that entire thing. He didn't even get to see the fight. Like, at least Todoroki got to see it, but because Bakugo was on house arrest because of his fight with Midoriya still, he missed all of that. And I mentioned that last episode where they said, like, alright, Midoriya's back, let's talk about this. And I'm like, what about Bakugo? Poor guy. This stinks. But yeah, Midoriya is a lot more inspired, seems like, to gain more experience and everything. He's trying to make some contacts, try to make sure he gets to be a part of this work study thing, which is pretty cool, him being so proactive about it. We have the whole thing with this new guy that I mentioned. And then I guess I could talk a little bit about Overhaul going to the League of Villains. Now, you know, we don't know how that's going to go. We don't know if Overhaul is going to join them or what's going to happen, but they're at least meeting, and Shigaraki has a badass new jacket, and, you know, who knows what's going to happen. It seems like Overhaul is a big deal, and him going to the League of Villains could mean very bad things if he actually does go, so that was just based off the reactions we had of these other characters that we just met this episode as well. But yeah. Other than that, we don't really know what's gonna happen, because Shigaraki has succeeded in bringing people in quite often, but has also failed, so yeah. I guess that sums up most of what happened this episode. Now, it's gonna be kind of brief, but I'm gonna briefly talk about this season as an entirety. I really love this season. The show gets better and better as I go through. Episode 4, with the fight against Muscular, was one of the most intense, like... I don't know even how to put it into words, but it's, like, the most emotional I've felt, with, like, chills that well up so much that it ends up being, like, tears in my eyes watching that scene. Even, like, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th time watching it, even still when I watch, like, new reactors do it, or sometimes I rewatch the old reactors watching that part, and it still gets me a little bit. Not as much as it did the first time, or the first few times. But man, that whole fight was amazing. Just, I get chills even just thinking about that part where Midoriya kind of gets, like, reinvigorated after Kota shoots his water at him, and just kind of, like, lifts his body up off the ground, like, oh man, so badass. And then the, obviously, All Might vs. All for One was a crazy fight with the United States of Smash, and I absolutely love the way Midoriya was able to save Bakugo from that situation. Even right before that, where Bakugo got taken by All for One's teleportation, with like that black goo coming out of his mouth, and All Might just yelling like "No!" Like that was so emotional, and like it like just hit me right in the feels. So good. And as well as, I liked kind of backtracking again a little bit back to the forest. I like seeing Class B get some action in with apologies for the name. I know Tetsu got, some action in, but the big hand girl, I can't remember her name. It was I want to say it started with an M, but I'm not sure. Uh, the one that's always hitting. Oh no, because I don't think it is. Because Monoma, the crazy dude, is the one I'm thinking of. I think that starts with an M. She always comes up and hits him in the back of the head. That girl. She got some shine too, as well as a tiny bit from the Weld guy who was carrying Momo away from the Nomu and also applied the tracker using his like Weld quirk or whatever. Tiny bit from him too. It's just really cool seeing some Class B get some light in the show as well, But that whole first part of the season was awesome. And then we had, like I said, the All Might fight, which was amazing, and All Might lost his power and kind of handed it off to Midoriya, which was pretty cool. The practical, or not the practical, what is it called? Provisional license exam was cool. It was very neat seeing all the different characters with them not being villains. We got to meet, all the Shiketsu people. Except for we never got to meet the real Cammy. Feels bad. Who knows where she is? Because of Toga. But, the whole backstory thing with, what's his name? Inasa and Todoroki and their relationship and everything was very cool. I love the way they, kind of got past their own difficulties pretty quickly in order to get the job done, even though they kind of messed up in the beginning, but they learned from that very quickly, which was nice. Midoriya being the hero that he is, saving people throughout that whole thing where they accidentally like pushed their wind and fire towards, one of the other heroes. I can't remember that kid's name. But Midoriya saved him, and then Midoriya also helped out by, as soon as a Gang Orca got free of like the wind fire tornado around him, Midoriya was there to give him a nice solid kick, and that was awesome as well. And seeing how some of the kids in the class actually fail, those repercussions to their actions and everything, I always love that in a show. I always hate when it's like, well, you guys messed up here, but we need more heroes, so you guys pass. They actually have repercussions. They have to go back to school. They have to take a 3-month course. They have to be tested again, and then they can get their licenses, which is awesome. I love that. And then these last few episodes following, Twice was fantastic, and the fight between Bakugo and Midoriya was amazing, and this whole season was just so amazing. I really loved it. I'm really looking forward to season 4, especially because I'm going to be able to do a full reaction to the whole season now. Like, I did my rewatch series of season 1 to where I left off in season 3, and then I did a little bit of reacting to season 3, but I'm excited to have a full season of My Hero Academia on my channel as well, starting from the beginning, watching it with you guys as it airs. I'm really looking forward to that. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I think that's pretty much it from me. Let me know what you guys thought of this season in the comments. Please no spoilers, though, from the manga. Very much appreciate it. And I will be watching, like I said at the beginning, I will be watching the movie in about 2 weeks from the time this episode releases. I'm going to take a week off, and then that following week is when it'll come out, unless something changes. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching me through this season, and if you check out any of my other reactions, I appreciate that as well. Or maybe you came here from one of the other reactions, and that's awesome too. It's looking, I haven't checked the poll recently, but last time I checked, the reincarnated as a slime on my channel is going to be replaced with, unless something changes with the poll, so far it looks like Seven Deadly Sins is winning the season 2 because I've already seen season 1. Um, but I definitely need to rewatch season 1 so that way I can get refreshed on all the characters' names, even though I remember a lot of them, and get refreshed on exactly what happened on there, so that way I can be ready and not mess up like I did on my Steins Gate Zero reaction, where I was kind of fumbling around because it was a long time since I watched the first season, even though there was like a disconnect from that show, but between the seasons. But anyways, regardless of all that, guys, I very much appreciate you guys coming with me for this journey, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the movie reaction and then in the coming reactions for season 4. I think that starts October 12th. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you did, and you can also check out the description for my Patreon link where you can get access to full-length or early access episodes for, all of my shows that I do, and also all the future shows and everything, and all of that, and it also supports me in what I do here, and I very much appreciate it. Thank you, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.